Midland. This is the December 2015 edition of MPS Today. Welcome to our show. My name is Scott Cochran, Auxiliary Education Curriculum Specialist for the Midland Public Schools, and we're glad you could join us. I'm here in the studio with Jeff Lauer, the Carpenter Street School Principal, and Matt Severson from Chartwells. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. You bet. Now tell us a little bit about what you do. Jeff Lauer, you've been with us in MPS for how long now?
I'm in my 17th year with the school district. Currently, for the past year, I've been the principal at Carpenter Street School.
All right. And Matt, how about you? How long have you been working with Chartwells?
For Chartwells, I've been here for about a year and a half. I'm the assistant director for Midland Public Schools, so we oversee the 2 high schools, 2 middle schools, and all the elementary. So it's a pretty big job, but it's fun.
Yeah, I bet. So Chartwells provides all the food for the cafeterias at the schools for lunchtime.
Correct.
And what else do you do for the district?
Well, we always try and focus on new nutritional programs. Like this year, we were able to get Jump with Jill to come see Carpenter Elementary and put on a big show for the kids. So it was how to describe, a very energetic, nutritional show where Jill is the host. She comes out, interacts with all the kids, gets some dancing, gets some singing, while at the same time teaching them how important it is to start their day off with breakfast and how important it is to stay active during their life, not only just as young children, but as they grow into adults.
So how did this come about, that this presentation happened?
Well, we'd gotten into contact through the United Dairy Industry of Michigan, and they were putting on a grant where they would pay to have Jump with Jill program come to school. If you applied, you had to submit a video. So I reached out to Billy Oliver and Jeff here to see if they could put together a video and I could submit it and kind of see what happened. And I don't know if you want to talk about your video for a second.
Sure. Yeah, Billy came over with a camera and we did an introductory part for the video. We got some kids involved where we took them out in front of the school while it was still nice outside, and had them jump and say they wanted to jump with Jill and talk about nutrition, so we did some of that. And then we did a closing remark back in my office inviting Jump with Jill to come out and visit our school.
Jill, here at Midland Public Schools, we are ready to dance.
So we need to add 3 plus 4.
Let's jump around. My Gusta Bailar. Let's boogie. My Gusta Bailar. Quiero saltar con Jill. Queremos saltar con Jill. We want to jump with Jill.
Jill, we would love to have you make healthy rock at Midland Public Schools.
This wasn't a local presentation. This is somebody that, like I said, the dairy farmers in Michigan helped sponsor and bring to the district.
Yeah, so she was actually doing, like with this grant, she was doing a big tour throughout all of Michigan. She actually wanted to come on a sooner date than she did, but unfortunately it was like a week after school started, and that was just a little too cool.
Early.
Yeah, it's a little early, so she had to go up into the UP and do a few trips up there, and then she, on her way back down through the state, I think she was going to Ohio next, she was able to stop by Carpenter and put on this show, and it really was kind of fun to see, and just having the kids just do something a little different where they weren't in a classroom just being told to eat healthy, breakfast is important, and just being active. They were actually able to live it and do it was a little something that little different than I think what they're used to.
So what was the message that we're trying to get across? I hear you talking about eating healthy and eating breakfast and being active. Were those the primary messages that Jill was trying to get across? I mean,
yeah, she wanted, really her focus was the beginning of your day being the most important part of the day. And the UDIM has put out studies talking about how important it is for students to start their day off with breakfast, just because they retain so much more information. They attend more days of school. I think on average, they're out 1.5 days less than they would be if they didn't partake in breakfast. So she's really trying to push that, because it kind of gives kids a head start to their day than they would if they just came in without having anything to eat. So it was just something that she wanted to push more, and then it was just at the same time just being active and just doing different things. It doesn't have to be playing a sport or running. It can be just dancing and being silly with your friends, which they were doing during the show. So it was kind of fun, where it wasn't a stress on students' ability to actually partake in sports. It was just more of, you can do so much more than just play football or play soccer. It's you can do little things that can help you stay active and healthy.
You know, what's funny, isn't it? There used to be a time where we'd have more disorganized sports, if you want to call it that, or disorganized play. Instead of setting up play dates and teams, kids went out in the neighborhood and played with each other and ran around outside together a little bit more, right? So kind of sounds like that was part of the message as well. It doesn't have to be a formalized thing.
Just be active.
All right. Well, I think we actually have some video of the Jump with Jill presentation at Carpenter. So let's check that out, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more about it. All right, so let's check out some of the presentation with Jump with Jill at Carpenter Street Elementary.
If sweet tasting fruit doesn't do it for you, you can always repeat after me. Power, your plate, with vegetables. I have some vegetables here with me today. What's this one called? Broccoli. What about this one? Cauliflower. I don't know about you, but on top of my broccoli and cauliflower, I like to sprinkle a tiny bit of cheese. Cheese, but this isn't just any cheese. It's special cheese, this is low-fat cheese.
Low-fat cheese.
I said low-fat cheese.
She said low-fat cheese.
Yeah. Low-fat cheese.
Low-fat cheese. Yeah.
But cheese isn't a vegetable. It's a dairy product. We know this, right? Of course you do. There are so many vegetables that you can choose from. And they are all so good for you. So good that I like to call them superpower vegetables. Can you say that?
Welcome back to MPS Today. We're here with Principal Jeff Lauer from Carpenter Street Elementary and Matt Severson from Chartwells, and they're talking with us about the Jump with Jill presentation at Carpenter Street. I hope you enjoyed watching video of some of that presentation. Now, Jeff, tell us a little bit about, since the presentation happened, what was the reception like by the teachers and students and maybe from parents you might have heard from?
Well, certainly the day of, the kids were very excited. You can see it in the clip how engaged they are in what's going on and how energetic Jill was and her DJ. So she really engaged the kids. The teachers were up and doing, participating as well. And all day long I was hearing back from the teachers about how the kids were still talking about or singing one of the songs they learned or about that program. And, every once in a while I still hear the kids saying, "Oh, remember when?" So I think it's a one-time program, but it's something that really stuck in the minds of kids because of not only the fact that they were engaged in what was going on, but also the tunes were catchy. They were short little bits, so they could pick up the words easily, and so it's something that kind of sticks with them, and they learned a lot. I was really impressed with the style of the presentation and with how the kids interacted with that and retained that.
Sure, and hopefully a few more are eating breakfast before school starts now as well.
Absolutely.
So it sounds like the teachers and students really enjoyed the presentation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, Matt, tell us a little bit more about Chartwells, your involvement in the presentation. And I know you helped bring it to the district, which is great, but that actual day, what else happened?
Well, that day we were in contact with Jump with Jill, making sure that they had everything they needed and ready to go, set up on stage and everything like that, as well as making sure they can get in the building when they needed to before school started.
But I heard you provided some treats, too.
We did. So Jump with Jill was all about starting the day off with a nice breakfast, being active. So we decided to present the kids with some healthy smoothies after the show to kind of give them a little more energy in case the students did miss breakfast. They were able to get a nice smoothie afterwards. We used our new food truck. You may have seen it around town. It's called Little Foodie. It was in the Midland Parade, and it's going to be driving around quite a bit. We used it actually in the summer program, and now we're finding new avenues for it. So we thought it would be kind of fun to bring it to the kids at Carpenter, kind of show them what it is. The kids thought the truck was cool. They thought the smoothies were great. So it's kind of a fun way for us to tie in what Jill was doing and just give the kids something like, oh, this is eating healthy, because it was a healthy smoothie made with low-fat milk and fresh fruit. So they weren't hopped up on artificials and sugar. It was just natural stuff, and it was kind of fun to show them, like, this is eating healthy. It's not just your veggies.
Nothing
like some
against
kids,
Brussels sprouts
nothing
for
against
those that love them, but
right, nothing against the veggies, but it's just with younger kids it's harder for them to not all of them like veggies, so just giving them something sweet and healthy that sometimes doesn't seem that way was kind of fun for them to get. So
what other kind of products do you deliver with the food truck?
With the food truck, so this summer we used it for our summer program. We served about 19,000 meals to kids in the area. So it was 18 and under. Anybody could come in and get free breakfast and lunch from the truck. And we were at the community center, Midland High, and I believe we were at Eastlawn for a little bit. So we're using that truck to do things like that. We were at Plymouth Park with that, which was a big hit. We had a lot of families in the park, and kids could come and grab a free lunch. So we're doing things like that. We're also going to have it available at Midland High and Dow High during lunch breaks and things like that, because students can go off campus. So we're going to park in the parking lots. Kids can come out and grab something if they'd like, and go back and continue with their day. Hopefully, when there's not a lot of snow, so it's not going to be a little cold for everybody out there. But the food truck is pretty cool. We're just trying to figure out new ways to use it. It's all electric, so it's nice and environmentally safe. So we're just trying to find new avenues for it. Summer program was a big hit. We're going to use it again next summer. And right now it's the in-betweens that we want to use it for. Things like Jump with Jill, especially with the elementaries, the
special
show.
programs.
And the little kids think it's really cool, just because it's a funky looking truck. It's not your normal pickup truck, so it's something it's eye-catching, and the kids will find it intriguing.
That sounds neat. It's delivering healthy food in an environmentally healthy way with an electric truck.
Yes.
Right? So that sounds great. Tell us a little bit more, if you will. We're almost out of time, but I know Chartwells does a lot more for the district other than just the lunch service. So what are some of the other things that you do in the district, and what are some other ways folks can utilize your services?
Well, other things we do is we look and search for grants. We were able to get a grant with Fuel Up to Place 60, and we took a group of kids from Jefferson Middle School down to Ford Field, and they spent the day there. They got to meet a couple of football players, Lions players, past and present. Past and present, like Herman Moore.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Jason Hansen. So they were able to meet some of them, run on the field, do actual drills with some of the players. So we look for grants like that get kids involved, and educate them. And we also do other things within the district. We do caterings for outside events. You can order pies for us for the holiday season, cookies, things like that. If you need something in bulk, we can get you those items that might be harder for you to get. So
you're talking about for community members, not just for the schools.
Right. So
you mentioned pies and catering. So if a family wanted to take advantage of those services, how should they get a hold of you?
They can call us right at the school at 989-923-5062.
Okay.
And then also at our food service page, it has all our contact information through midlandps.org.
So if they go to midlandps.org, go to the website and look for the Chartwells food service portion of the page.
And we can do anything from just selling pies to if they want a grad party catered, we can do those things too. So we're pretty versatile. It's not just school lunch. We can do a lot more outside of the district.
Yeah, that graduation party time is pretty intense. That
Yeah.
might be helpful for some people.
Relieve some stress is what we're here for.
Absolutely.
So
well, we appreciate the job that you guys do in all of our schools. Thank you very much for that.
thank you.
All right. Well, Jeff Lauer and Matt Severson, thanks for joining us today to talk about the Jump with Jill program. It sounds like it was a lot of fun.
It really was, and we're hoping we can get her back someday. So
All right.
Great.
Awesome. Thank you.
thank you.
Well, up next, we'll have a little bit of our newest portion of the show called MPS On the Move with updates on what's happening all around the district. So stick around for that right after this.
I like to eat apples and bananas. I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
First of all, Jill, I'd like to thank you for coming to Carpenter Street School.
Thank you for having us.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with the kids in the community?
Well, we are just so happy to be here in Midland, thanks to the generosity of Michigan's dairy farmers and milk processors. Your school was one of 35 throughout the state of Michigan that got a spot on the Milk Means More Jump with Jill live tour this fall. So we're just so psyched that we were able to come rock your kids and teach them how to respect their body by making healthy food choices. So hopefully they left the show inspired to make healthy food choices. We know that after they got to come out and get some awesome smoothies from you.
Well, we want to thank you for letting us debut our new food truck as well and giving the kids some smoothies. We know it kind of goes along with your program of helping students get jump started in the morning, having something healthy to get their day going. We just appreciate you coming here and just helping us help them and just give them something fun to enjoy and debut our truck.
It was fantastic to see the kids leaving the show excited about health, but then get the opportunity to drink a smoothie with low-fat milk and nature's candy in it. And every single kid I've seen so far has been just thrilled about the smoothie and about the show. And so it's really exciting that we were able to put the two together and make it rock.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, excuse me, sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If the door's locked, knock first, don't burp, don't swear, don't stare, don't use bad language, or talk with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
Don't interrupt. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, give your seat up to anybody who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you want to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
Good talk.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
Hi, and welcome to MPS On the Move. My name is Scott Cochran, MPS Auxiliary Education Curriculum Specialist and host of the show. This is our monthly look at how students, teachers, staff, and everyone involved in MPS is working to inspire excellence. Let's talk about STEM. The second annual Great Lakes Bay Bot Bash took place recently. It was hosted by Dow High School, and it was an opportunity for the robotics teams from both Midland High School and Dow High School to compete early in the school year. Both robotics programs from each school, they did a wonderful job, had a great time, and we're looking forward to great things for them as their season progresses later in the school year. More STEM. Recently, our elementary schools debuted a new program with engineering opportunities available for all students after school. We had Lego robotics, mechanical engineering, and aeronautical engineering available for all of our 1st through 5th grade students. How do you build a robot? How much weight can a hot air balloon lift? And what makes a plane fly? Our elementary students had the opportunity to explore all of these questions and find their own versions of the answers. It was a great experience for everyone involved. Congratulations to the Chestnut Hill Chipmunks. Chestnut Hill just received word that they received the 2015 Blue Ribbon Award for Excellence. The M-STEP results were recently released. Now, the M-STEP is the new test being given by the MDE, the Michigan Department of Education, and this replaces the MEET test, the test that you're probably familiar with from the past. Now, they've told us from the beginning that this was going to be a more difficult test and that our students might not achieve to the same level as they did in the past. That has come to pass. So you'll notice that the scores for our buildings and for the entire state of Michigan are lower than they were for the MEET test. What we do know, though, is that here in Midland, our scores are much higher than the state average. So we do expect to continue to be labeled as a high-performing district, and we will continue to work very hard to help make sure that our scores at the student level, at the building level, and at the district level continue to rise and go up. The state is telling us that we'll have individual student reports delivered soon. They're hoping by the end of December. So we'll wait, and as soon as we get those, we'll get those out to all of our families. Communication. What is the PIC? The PIC is the Parent Information Committee. This committee meets on the 3rd Wednesday of every month at the Administration Center. This is an opportunity for any Midland Public School parent to come in and meet the superintendent, to hear about what's happening in all of our schools, and to have an idea of what's coming up next here in the Midland Public Schools. If you're interested in being involved in this opportunity, then you should contact Cindy Young at the Administration Center. Her email address is youngcd, so Y-O-U-N-G, CD, at midlandps.org, and her phone number is 923-5026. So contact her if you're interested in being involved in the Parent Information Committee. Here's a bond project update. As you know, you recently passed a bond issue for the Midland Public Schools, and we're very appreciative of your support for the district and for all of our students. Our first projects took place this past summer as we updated the heating and cooling systems at both middle schools, and that's made life much more comfortable and a much more productive environment for students and staff in those buildings. The demolition projects for our unused buildings have already begun. So if you looked out north of town, you'll see that Mills Elementary has been demolished, and that project is completed now. And up next are the demolition projects at Parkdale and at Cook Elementary, and those will be taking place in the next several months. Central Middle School at the auditorium continues to host concerts and shows, and that'll be the case through the end of December. And once the December season for all the concerts is over, you'll notice work happening on the central campus as well. Let's talk a little bit about an item of student interest. Congratulations and thank you to the Midland High School Pom Squad and their coach, teacher Katie Stearns. They provided leadership and great spirit for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer event this past October. It was great to see our students working to make a difference here in the community. And finally, congratulations to everyone involved in the Fiesta Hispana. This is a wonderful annual event that brings together all of our 5th grade students and their elementary Spanish teachers from the entire district. They all come together. In this case, they came to Jefferson Middle School to celebrate Hispanic culture. The teachers worked to bring in members of the community with Hispanic roots to talk about Hispanic food, Hispanic arts and crafts, cultural events, and it culminated with a wonderful evening of dance, music, and other events. So it was a great time for everyone, and we look forward to continuing the Fiesta Hispana next year. So thank you again to everyone involved. Thank you to all of you for the great work that you do here at the Midland Public Schools, and to all of you that support our students, staff, and teachers. So have a great month, and we'll see you next time on MPS On the Move.